This is Mac OS Ken.
The House marches on big tech, the chips will be down into 2022, and a lot of eco initiatives ahead of Earth Day. It's Friday, the 16th of April, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macosken. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macosken. The U.S. government's march against big tech is getting a bit more legit. Last summer, it felt a lot like grandstanding for sound bites. Today, it's a blueprint for tomorrow. Apple Insider says the U.S. House Judiciary Committee has formally approved its report that accuses big tech companies of engaging in anti-competitive practices to maintain market power. That committee spent a long time investigating and working on a report. That report was released last October. It called big tech monopolistic, and it has been accepted. On Thursday, the piece says the House Judiciary Committee voted 24-17 along party lines to formally approve the report. As a result, the more than 400 pages will become an official committee report and a blueprint for legislative action. Committee chair and Democratic representative from Rhode Island, Dave Cicilline, said in a statement, Amazon, Apple, Google, and Facebook each hold monopoly power over significant sectors of our economy. The monopoly moment must end. Now that the committee has formally adopted our findings, I look forward to crafting legislation that addresses the significant concerns we have raised. The semiconductor shortage will be here for at least another year. That's the indication from Apple partner and chip producer Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC. iDownload blog highlights a Reuters report that has TSMC saying it is doing all it can to increase productivity and alleviate a worldwide chip shortage, but the tight supplies will likely continue into next year. Not that they're not working to fix it. TSMC CEO C.C. Wei is quoted in the piece as saying, "We have acquired land and equipment and started the construction of new facilities. We are hiring thousands of employees and expanding our capacity at multiple sites." While they strive for a global catch-up, what will the shortage mean for Apple? Tough to say right now. iDownload blog says there are reports out that there's a shortage of mini LED screens for the next iPad Pro, while some iPad and MacBook production is said to have been temporarily halted. That said, Apple is Apple, and will likely be first in line for whatever supply is available. Evercore analyst Amit Daryanani addressed the issue in a note earlier this week, saying while the supply chain issues are real, we expect Apple will be relatively protected by its status as one of the largest electronics purchasers in the world. Apple Fitness Plus is broadening its reach. Mac Rumors says Apple's premium fitness service is adding new workouts for beginners, for older adults, and for pregnant people. Women mostly. According to the report, the new pregnancy workouts consist of 10 workouts across the strength, core, and mindful cool-down categories. Meanwhile, the workouts for older adults are focused on strength, flexibility, balance, coordination, and mobility. Those new workouts and others should hit Apple Fitness Plus next Monday, the 19th of April. Bay Area Rapid Transit just got more rapid. I don't mean the trains are faster. I mean you can pay more quickly. TechCrunch says you can now pay for BART using an iPhone or Apple Watch. Just hand over your phone and... I'm kidding. Apple Pay now works with Clipper cards, according to the piece. Clipper cards did not exist when I lived in the Bay Area. Apparently they're not just for BART. You can also use them for Muni, Caltrain, or the ferry. More news in a moment, but first a word from Headspace. Meditation made simple. Headspace makes it easy for you to build a life-changing meditation practice with mindfulness that works on your schedule, anytime, anywhere. That's because it lives on your tablet or your phone, so it's always where you are. Access the app and you've got mindfulness workouts, like actual physical workouts, meditations for when you're out walking, SOS sessions for high-stress moments, even guided meditations to help you sleep. It's crazy the stuff that they're adding. I was reading an article yesterday about a new song from Arcade Fire, a 45-minute instrumental piece called Memories in the Age of Anxiety, made exclusively for Headspace. The band says it offers meditative vibes to help you focus and feel inspired. Headspace is not like any meditation app I've tried before. And I mean that in the best way imaginable. You deserve to feel happier, and Headspace is meditation made simple. Go to headspace.com/macOSKen. That's headspace.com/macOSKen for a free 1-month trial with access to Headspace's full library of meditations for every situation. This is the best deal offered right now. Head to headspace.com/macOSKen today. We will spend the rest of today looking at some Apple environmental initiatives leading into Earth Day, which is next week. First, Apple is launching a program to pull carbon out of the air. Mac Rumors says the company on Thursday announced a first-of-its-kind carbon removal initiative called the Restore Fund. The piece says the $200 million program will make investments in forestry projects to remove carbon from the atmosphere while generating a financial return for investors. 2 partners are named in the initiative, Goldman Sachs and Conservation International. You know who Goldman Sachs is. If you've not heard of Conservation International, the piece from iMore has Apple saying Conservation International works to spotlight and secure the critical benefits that nature provides to humanity, combining field work with innovations in science, policy, and finance. Conservation International has helped to protect more than 6 million square kilometers of land and sea across more than 70 countries. You know what they mean. According to Mac Rumors, Apple says the Restore Fund is part of the company's goal to become carbon neutral across its entire value chain by 2030. Apple plans to directly eliminate 75% of emissions from its supply chain and products by 2030, while the fund will help address the remaining 25% of Apple's emissions by removing carbon from the atmosphere. While Apple puts its money to work for the planet, you can do the same. That is to say, you can put Apple's money to work for the planet. iMore says the Cupertino company has launched an Apple Pay Earth Day initiative. Now, through Earth Day, next Thursday, the 22nd of April, iMore says Apple says it'll donate $1 up to $1 million total to Conservation International for every Apple Pay transaction made on apple.com, through the Apple Store app, or in Apple's retail stores. Though not strictly an Earth Day play, Apple VP, Environment, Policy, and Social Initiatives Lisa Jackson joined a new group and penned a short post on Thursday. Apple Insider says Jackson has joined the Time 2030 Committee. According to the magazine, the 2030 Committee will serve as a guide to the post-COVID world, an ongoing exploration of potential solutions, and the leaders and innovators driving them. Not strictly Earth Day, as I say, but colored with Jackson's environment, policy, and social initiatives hues. After mentioning her time leading the Environmental Protection Agency and continuing such work at Apple, Jackson addressed not just the planet, but also the people on it. Quoting her post, "At the heart of our concern for the planet should be a concern for people. If we want to stave off the worst impacts of climate change, we'll do it by bringing the communities most affected to the table and working together. Equity should be the bedrock of environmental progress." Jackson went on to say, "Climate change and global inequity are far bigger problems than any one company can solve, but I'm inspired by how many are seeing that a healthy planet demands an equitable future." You can make Earth Day great by making something with Today at Apple. 9 to 5 Mac says Apple will mark Earth Day this year with virtual creative sessions hosted in collaboration with artist and author Oliver Jeffers. Jeffers was the creative force behind Here We Are, Notes for Living on Planet Earth, which hit Apple TV Plus ahead of Earth Day last year. This year, 9 to 5 Mac says Jeffers is running a couple of live streamed events, one for kids and another for kids of all ages. According to the piece, Virtual Studio Messages to Planet Earth with Oliver Jeffers invites everyone to create a personal message celebrating our world. Jeffers and creative pros from Apple stores will guide you through creating an illustrated GIF using the Procreate app on your iPad. Then there's a second virtual studio event for 8 to 12-year-olds and their families. That one's not iPad specific. Apple encourages participants to draw with what they've got, such as markup in the Notes app on iPhone, or even a pen and paper. Like some kind of freaking caveman. You'll be in your house, and yet reservations are required. 9 to 5 Mac says you can sign up for the virtual studio session and kids session on Apple's website. The sessions are originating in the UK, so you will want to make note of the times. And finally today, if you're less about the making and more about the doing, Apple wants you to take a walk with Jane Fonda and your Apple Watch. Cult of Mac says she is joining the Apple Fitness Plus Time to Walk roster as part of the company's Earth Day push. In her Time to Walk episode, says the cult, Fonda talks about standing up to her fears and the power of taking action to fight climate change. The actor, producer, author, and activist shares inspiring stories, photos, and a few of her favorite songs, too. Apple Watch required, as I indicated, as is a subscription to Apple Fitness Plus. Fonda's Time to Walk will hit eligible Apple Watches on Monday, the 19th of April. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macOSKen. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.